begin with the top story that we are tracking at this hour at 9 p.m. And of course, it is to do with the COVID cases that are seeing an uptick. And if we look at the state of Maharashtra, there has been a sudden spike in COVID cases. Now, earlier today, while addressing a press conference, the health minister in the state, Rajesh Tope, alerted that COVID cases are increasing in Mumbai, Pune and Thane. The health minister, however, also spoke about the detection of 7 patients with the new Omicron subvariants, though he also allayed people's fears by ensuring them that there's no need to worry as none of the patients required hospitalization. The Maharashtra health minister also requested people to take their vaccine doses. Now, in the wake of rising COVID cases, Mumbai Municipal Commissioner Iqbal Chahal has directed all the civic departments to speed up their preparations. Now, let me tell you that Mumbai today logged 739 fresh COVID cases.
BA4 आणि BA5 असे 2 व्हेरियंट ओमायक्रॉनचेच आपल्याला एकूण आढळलेले आहेत. ह्यात 7ही रुग्ण पूर्णतः बरे होऊन घरी गेलेले आहेत, परंतु यामध्ये अशी काही काळजी करण्याचा विषय नाही, कारण ते ॲडमिशन न करता सुद्धा बरे होऊ शकलेले आहेत.
My colleague Abhishek now joins us live on the broadcast. Abhishek, an uptick in COVID cases in the state of Maharashtra. Of course, the health minister in the state is asking people not to worry. But in the wake of these rising number of cases, do we see certain small mandates, the COVID-related mandates coming back, like the mask, for example? All right, we don't seem to have that link ready with Abhishek. We'll try and reconnect with him. But this is the latest that we're getting in from the state of Maharashtra, where COVID numbers have seen a rise. 739 new COVID cases that have been reported out of Mumbai alone. And while all this was happening, before that, the Maharashtra Mumbai Municipal Commissioner Iqbal Chahal had already directed all the civic departments to speed up their preparedness when it comes to dealing with COVID cases in the state, or even Omicron subvariants that have been detected. The 7 Omicron subvariants that have been detected, which of course the health minister in Maharashtra also spoke about. He, however, did quickly say that there is no need to panic because none of these cases required hospitalization. All right, Abhishek, I'm told, is back with me on the broadcast. Yes, Abhishek, I was talking about how there has been an uptick in the COVID cases in the state of Maharashtra. Now, while we have these reactions coming in from the health minister and others, and of course, we're talking about the preparedness, do we see certain small mandates, which is COVID related, coming back into the state, or is it too early to say?
Yes, definitely, as far as the cases are concerned, they are constantly rising from past few days. And the latest tally is, in Maharashtra, the cases have crossed 1,000 mark, and in Mumbai, it has crossed 700. And as far as the minister was briefing, he is clearly telling that the situation as far as cases are rising, but at the same time, hospitalization rate is not as high as compared to the other surge and other waves that we have witnessed. But he also said that he is focusing only into 3 areas. There are the 3 important hotspots: Mumbai and Pune and Thane are the important hotspots. Rest of the Maharashtra is not a major concern at the moment. And as far as the active cases are concerned, there are around 4,000 active cases in Maharashtra, out of which 3,000 are in Mumbai itself. So definitely a big worry when it comes to Mumbai. And remember, always when the COVID cases start surging, Mumbai becomes a hotspot and is the starting point. And as far as the restrictions are concerned, definitely we have also already previously reported to follow COVID protocol and to wear masks is what Chief Minister Uddhav Thackeray, BMC chief, has always told. But at the same time, today what we see, BMC Commissioner has issued directives to the BMC for the preparedness of the COVID, because he's anticipating that symptomatic cases will rise as monsoon arrives in the next week. So definitely ramp up testing, ramp up vaccination, preparation of COVID centers, hospitals, and also he has said private hospitals should be on alert. But at the same time, what is important is for the Mumbaikars to follow COVID protocol, and definitely to wear masks is the need of the hour right now. Though the cases are rising and hospitalization is very less as compared, but this symptomatic case might rise as monsoon arrive is a big concern at the moment for the BMC. definitely, and we will have to wait and watch what action are being initiated, and the mandates are coming back, like mask mandate and various other protocols or guidelines new will be issued in coming future. Back to you.
All right, let's also now take a look at what is happening in Tamil Nadu when it comes to COVID numbers as we shift focus from Maharashtra to the southern state. Now, the daily COVID-19 case tally has crossed the 100 mark after several weeks today. The state reported 139 fresh COVID cases today, with 58 cases from Chengapaltu and 59 cases from Chennai alone. Now, amid the daily spike in the cases, in fact, the Tamil Nadu Health Minister stoked a controversy, a row, by really saying that COVID is spreading at educational institutions, and all this is happening due to students who are coming in from the northern part of the country. So Tamil Nadu Health Minister Ma Subramanian said that COVID is spreading at the educational institutions through students from the states such as Kerala, Madhya Pradesh and Delhi. Now this after 45 people tested COVID positive at Chennai's VIT campus.
Anna University, Sakti Sai போன்ற பல்வேறு கல்வி நிறுவனங்களில் தொடர்ந்து இந்த தொற்று கூட தொடங்கியது. அதற்கான காரணம் என்பது இந்தியாவின் பல்வேறு மாநிலங்களில் தொற்றின் எண்ணிக்கை என்பது இன்னமும் கட்டுக்குள் வராமல் இருக்கிறது. குறிப்பாக டெல்லி, ஹரியானா, உத்தரப்பிரதேசம், மகாராஷ்டிரா, மத்திய பிரதேசம், கேரளா போன்ற பல்வேறு மாநிலங்களில் தொற்று எண்ணிக்கை கூடுதலாகிக் கொண்டிருக்கிற சூழலில் வட மாநிலங்களிலிருந்து வருகிற மாணவர்கள் இந்த கல்வி நிறுவனங்களுக்கு வருகிற போது அவர்களின் மூலம் ஒட்டுமொத்தமாக இந்த தொற்று பரவத் தொடங்கி.
Talking in the press meet, the health minister, he did not, cite to any facts before he made this claim. In fact, the health minister told that in several states of India, including Kerala, Madhya Pradesh, Maharashtra, Uttar Pradesh, Haryana, and Delhi, the COVID cases have not come down. And when students from the North Indian states they come down to study in the educational institutions here, COVID clusters are emerging, and that there's a chance for spread to other students also. So that's the statement that the health minister Ma Subramanian had made. So this was in the backdrop of 45 persons testing positive for COVID at Chennai VIT campus, and he held this press meet in the backdrop of that news. And as far as VIT is concerned, a total of 15,000 students are studying there, and 5,600 of them are from first year. So the health minister particularly mentioned that 80% of the first year students are from North India, and those students they came down to VIT Chennai campus around May 12th and May 13th to resume their studies, and there's an infection spread that happened among them, and that led to the spread of other students also.
All right, time now for story number 2, one of the top stories that once again dominated the headlines through the day today. But of course, it is about the Enforcement Directorate summoning the Gandhis. So the ED has now summoned Congress President Sonia Gandhi and also Rahul Gandhi in connection with the National Herald money laundering case. While Sonia Gandhi is expected to appear before the Enforcement Directorate on the 8th of June, Rahul Gandhi, who has been summoned on the 2nd, has sought for more time. This development, however, has sparked a major political row. So while the Congress has accused the centre of misusing the probe agencies as puppets, Union Minister Anurag Thakur has rebutted, saying that the central agencies are, but of course, doing their job.
डरेंगे नहीं, झुकेंगे नहीं, सीना ठोक कर लड़ेंगे। अंग्रेजी हुकूमत को जड़ से उखाड़ने के लिए भारतीय राष्ट्रीय कांग्रेस ने साल 1937 में नेशनल हेरल्ड अखबार निकाला, जिसके प्रणेता थे महात्मा गांधी, पंडित नेहरू, सरदार पटेल, श्री पुरुषोत्तम दास टंडन, आचार्य नरेंद्र देव, रफी अहमद के दुआई, ये लोग थे। आज फिर उस समय की अंग्रेजी हुकूमत का समर्थन करने वाली विचारधारा आजादी के आंदोलन की इस आवाज को दबाने का घिनौना षड्यंत्र कर रही है।
आज कांग्रेस ने प्रधानमंत्री नरेंद्र मोदी पे एक बहुत गंभीर आरोप लगाया है। कांग्रेस ने कहा है कि कांग्रेस ने नेशनल हेराल्ड को निकाला क्योंकि अंग्रेजी हुकूमत को बाहर निकालना था, और आज जो देश में सरकार है वो अंग्रेजी हुकूमत की विचारधारा का समर्थन करती है और उसके मुखिया प्रधानमंत्री नरेंद्र मोदी और ईडी है। इसलिए राहुल गांधी को, सोनिया गांधी को नोटिस भिजवाया गया ईडी का।
इसका कैबिनेट से दूर दूर तक कोई लेना देना नहीं।
प्रधानमंत्री पे सीधा हमला किया है सर।
ये सरकारी एजेंसीज अपना काम करती हैं।
All right, that was one big development. Let's shift focus to another one. This is story number 3 on the broadcast tonight. Delhi Health Minister Satyendra Jain's arrest by the Enforcement Directorate in a money laundering case on Monday has triggered a political war of words. Now, Union Minister Smriti Irani has slammed Delhi Chief Minister and Aam Aadmi Party leader Arvind Kejriwal for giving a clean chit to the Health Minister. Irani slammed Arvind Kejriwal for saying that the charges against the Delhi Minister were baseless. Meanwhile, Delhi Chief Minister has issued a statement and stated that Satyendra Jain is a patriot and eventually the Enforcement Directorate will clear him of this case. Remember, Delhi Minister Satyendra Jain has been sent to ED custody till the 9th of June.
मैं तो हमेशा से कह रहा हूं कि वो सबसे कट्टर ईमानदार आदमी है, कट्टर देशभक्त आदमी है सत्येंद्र जैन। उनको गलत तरीके से फंसाया जा रहा है, पर कोई बात नहीं, ईडी जांच करना चाहती है कर ले, सारी जांच से साफ सुथरे निकल के आएंगे।
Satyendra Jain, is it true Mr. Kejriwal has purchased more than 200 bighas of land in the vicinity of unauthorized colonies out of this laundered unaccounted income of 16 crores 39 lakhs?
And staying with Arvind Kejriwal, as Kashmiri pundits protest over the killing of civilians in the valley, the Delhi Chief Minister has in fact slammed the centre over it and even urged the government to help the pundits with their relocation requests. Take a look.
आज कश्मीरी पंडित बहुत दुखी हैं। उनकी सरकार से सिर्फ एक ही मांग है, आतंकवादियों से उन्हें सुरक्षा दी जाए, उन्हें सिक्योरिटी चाहिए। कश्मीरी पंडित वापस हिम्मत करके कश्मीर में जाके बसे थे, वहाँ जाके उन्होंने अपना घर बसाया, लेकिन अब उनके साथ वही हो रहा है जो 90 के दशक में हुआ था। उन्हें चुन चुन के उनके घर में घुस के, उनके दफ्तर में घुस के सड़कों पे निशाना बनाया जा रहा है, उन्हें मारा जा रहा है।
My colleague Alok now joins me on the broadcast. Alok, the timing of Arvind Kejriwal mentioning Kashmiri pundits and their turmoil and what they are protesting about is very, very significant, because here, on the one hand, he is trying his best to back Satyendra Jain. On the other hand, he has to continue with his tirade against the centre, and this one is in line with it.
Yes, absolutely. In fact, we can completely say that it's the politics that is going on, because we know of the fact that how Arvind Kejriwal had spoken at the Vidhan Sabha just few months ago when the Kashmir File movie was released, and he had to face a lot of criticism for his speech, and now just for that kind of damage control, one side, and another side at the time when Aam Aadmi Party is struggling not only in Punjab but also in Delhi, because it's one of the main member of the Aam Aadmi Party. He is in the custody of Enforcement Directorate. So definitely he is trying to make some issues and trying to make some damage control, do some damage control, so that his parties get some grip at this point in time. It's a tough time for the Aam Aadmi Party, we can say right now. But yes, the issue which he is now coming up about the Kashmiri Pandits, it's very significant issues, and it's very important for any political parties and for everyone to support the Kashmiri Pandits. But it's good also now the Delhi CM has also is speaking about, but because in just 1 year, means in the last 1 year, 16 Kashmiri Pandits were killed, and it was completely target killing has happened. So he is appealing from the central government to provide security and safety to these Kashmiri Pandits. Back to you.
All right, Alok. In fact, we'll stay on this particular story of Kashmiri Pandits and, of course, that demand that they are requiring a relocation to a safer place. That's our story number 4. So after days of massive protest in the wake of civilian killings in the Union Territory of Jammu and Kashmir, Home Minister Amit Shah will review the situation in the valley on the 3rd of June with Lieutenant Governor of Jammu and Kashmir, Manoj Sinha. Earlier today, officials also announced that the employees of Prime Minister's Relief and Rehabilitation Scheme will be shifted to a safer place. This development, of course, comes following a meeting that was held in Srinagar today. And, of course, after so much of the protests that were reported at various places in the valley, and that ultimatum that was given by not just the Kashmiri Pandits, but also the minorities, that 24-hour deadline is given. Otherwise, they will go ahead and start with the mass migration out of the valley. So now it seems that the Kashmiri Pandits and also the minorities might just be getting a safe haven, because the officials have in fact announced that all the employees of the Prime Minister's Relief and Rehabilitation Scheme will be shifted to safer places. We'd have to wait and watch for that big meeting with the Home Minister on the 3rd of June. Before that happens, we'd get fresh developments from that as well, as the Kashmiri Pandits demand a safe haven. My colleague Ishan now joins me on the broadcast for more on this. Ishan, very important announcement there, as employees of Prime Minister's Relief and Rehabilitation Scheme to be shifted to a safer place. That's an important development. However, do we also have details of this 3rd June meeting that will be presided over by the Home Minister?
Well, firstly, the only thing that has changed is that there's a deadline set by the government. Today, during the meeting with the Lieutenant Governor, several other key top officials called because there were protests and, there were other things unfolding in Kashmir Valley, which has sent the government on the back foot. And what they have done is they have set a deadline of Monday for the administration to finish this work, because there are a lot of employees who are working in Kashmir Valley who have come under a rehabilitation package but are living in rented accommodation, which they say are not secure for them. And that is why to accommodate them in a safer location, the government has set out a deadline. Now, what will be different is that there will be an outreach by the district heads, including the senior superintendent of police in that particular district, be it Kulgam, Srinagar. We already saw in Srinagar and also in Kulgam, district officials visiting these Kashmiri Pandits who are protesting, telling them that they should calm down and sending a message from the Lieutenant Governor that these are the measures that they want to take, and this is how the government is going to, look into it. But yes, still as we speak, they're, not convinced at all. We have spoken to several Kashmiri Pandits. They are still protesting at several locations as we speak. It was a day when Kashmiri Pandits were not allowed to step out of their houses in certain locations and step outside their colonies to protest. The government might have their own reasons that to why aren't they allowing them to protest on the road due to their security and all. But Kashmiri Pandits say that they feel choked today since they were not allowed to protest. Now, coming back to the meeting, now there is an important meeting that is going to happen day after tomorrow, where several key top officials will be present, including JNK's LG, then a DGP of JNK Police, and then a CID and other key officials of the intelligence. And we are also told that NSA is also expected to be in that particular meeting. Now, remember, there was already a meeting which was here after Rahul Bhatt's killing, but that was centrally focused on Amarnath Yatra. However, the killing of minorities was also discussed back then. Today's meeting is again happening in a short span of time, wherein Lieutenant Governor has now been called to Delhi, summoned to Delhi in a way. And now there will be a meeting which will happen on Friday. One has to see what will be the outcome, because there will be top brass of security forces and intelligence working in Kashmir, giving a brief idea that how they will try to bring down this particular targeted attacks. Now, just now as we speak, there has been a man who has been shot at in Shopian. So yes, all is not well in Kashmir Valley, but definitely government is trying to make sure they try to accommodate and, provide a sense of security to Kashmiri Pandits who are still agitated.
Okay. All right, Ishan, thank you so much for joining me with all those details there. And with that, I'm slipping into a very short break, but not before I get you these shots, these visuals. In fact, a worker from Karnataka's Suvarna Soda was fired after photographs of vermicelli being sun-dried in assembly premises went viral. These are the shots that we are bringing to you. These are the pictures that went viral. Suvarnasoda is the Karnataka State Legislature building situated in Belagavi district, and that is where vermicelli was being sun-dried. And of course, there has been an official, a worker, who has been fired over this.